What's up, everybody? You tune in to Rightfully Structured. Y'all just want to speak about being hurt and getting just moving forward. My past experiences, I would say, yeah, it's been a journey. It's always gonna be a journey because life gonna throw you different lessons. So the most important thing is just learning from your lessons. I dealt with a lot of hurts, just like a lot of other people, and some things were easy to get over growing up, and some things stuck. But it did come a point in my life that I actually was drawn to look back into the pandemic. Let me start here. The pandemic was a great thing as far as me having downtime. It made me focus more onto the things that really matter, and I didn't really express that too much, but I expressed it within inside of me. So I wasn't doing a whole lot. I was doing a lot more thinking, and my emotions was actually changing as far as like family, everything. Things were changing for the good because I was becoming one and understanding a lot about me, but I was understanding a lot about others that I considered like loved ones, friends, whatever. I was understanding situations without, them even going deep into things. I can see and relate to their situations, even, wrong, right, whatever the case may be. And even if I never got an apology for certain things, I became, how should I say, I was okay with myself, that I made peace with myself about it. I didn't look for validation for somebody else to, make me feel some kind of way. Because let's look at it this way. Okay, you wait this long for validation for somebody to give you an apology for something that happened. But okay, say that you get that apology after waiting so long. Is it really going to change anything? Because when you really think about it, you focus on the fact of them apologizing for something, or you feeling, hurt over something for so long, you never found a solution for yourself, which is most important. You have to find a solution for yourself. It starts with you. And that's something I dealt with something recently that put me in that situation that actually made things better for me. And I'm very thankful for it. I actually found a lot of peace within going through that situation recently. But moving forward, you can't sit back and wait for certain things to change. You have to change yourself. Is basically what I'm saying. We can go through our lives and think about every single thing that happened to us and hold on to these feelings. But let's think about it. Who was it really hurting? Who was it really hurting? Because at the end of the day, we are in our own heads about the situations. So people outside of it, they don't know what's going on in your head. So they're moving forward, they're living their life. And the mind frame of worrying or whatever the case may be and just stuck in that hurt feeling, it's only damaging ourselves. And I dealt with many different types of hurts. You know, some are a lot easier to get over. But one thing I can say is that as a child, and this is for a lot of people that know me, family, whoever, they didn't know that a lot of stuff, I dealt with inside. And I just, you find a way to survive, basically. Basically, just find a way to survive. I mean, starting from even being in school, and my mother can't afford to get, when I was like in elementary school, she couldn't afford to get certain things that I wanted. That's really what it was. Or you didn't want to look a certain way because other kids had other stuff. Shit, my mother worked at Payless, for the ones that know about that. But she was a manager there. So you already know I had like all the latest shit I didn't want. All the latest stuff that I didn't want. But I had to deal with a lot with that. I was put in a lot of situations because of that. And a lot of times, well, my mother knew because I was fighting about that stuff. People talking about my shoes. It was like putting me in situations, you know. And kids is like, can be ruthless. When you're a kid, especially when you got stuff and you looking down at somebody. So, but I was getting in trouble over that stuff, fighting over that stuff. And I don't even blame my mother. She did the best she could. She was a single mother. She did the best she could. I wouldn't even dig all deep into it and break down to the finest point. I just look at the objective of everything. And I do appreciate, things that could have been different, but we can't look on that. We gotta look at what was. She fought hard to do what she could, so. But sometimes we can get stuck feeling like a victim. A lot of situations, you know, you might have been hurt in something, but to fully understand and grow forward, you have to look at it at its finest point. You have to break it down. I mean, from all angles, not just one side, because that's what a lot of people do. They see things and they just wanted to go that way, but it's not really the case. And over the years of maturing, I learned. That's how you got to see it. Even if it's really something that you really don't want to hear, it's good to just hear it out. Depending on the situation, if you're dealing with something or somebody that they just want to project stuff on you, then that's different. You gotta shut that down. But I'm talking about actually communicating to learn, understand each other. You gotta be willing to accept things for what it is. It's not really about what you feel, it's about what it is. Separating the feeling of things with the actual what is, what's right, what's true. Sometimes feelings can get tied up in the wrong things. It can be easily tied up because you're just moving off emotion. And I could say, yeah, it was times that I actually moved like that. And I wouldn't say it was like recent because I was moving away from all that way before. One thing I will say though, hurt people hurt people. That's one sign. If you know that you need to work on something, or you don't know, think about it. Are you having a hard time accepting truth to stuff? Accepting the reality of situations, right or wrong. As soon as you hear something that you don't want to hear and you just project off without dealing with the situation the correct way, hurt people hurt people. That's a sign. At that very moment, just put everything aside. If you really value your relationship towards whoever it may be, friend, whatever the case may be, then you're going to give that person the respect. It's not a battle. When you truly respect somebody, it's not a battle. It's not about being right. It's about understanding. And what's understood don't need to be explained. So if you are a repeated offender of doing stuff, causing hurt, then maybe it's the time that you actually fall back and look at yourself. What kind of example are you setting? Because it's really bigger than just us as an individual, especially when you got people around you that care about you. Because then it becomes a situation where people see you. People see that how you're acting. And no matter how you try to lie to yourself, doesn't matter how you try to see things. It's not about that. It's about what it is. You need to accept things for what it is, not for how it feels or how you make it seem. That actually helped me move forward with a lot of things. I had a rough life. I ain't gonna sit here and cry about it. I had to actually, a while back, start accepting things and just moving forward. It's a lot of things that I never got apology for. But this is the thing, you need to apologize to yourself. Because when you allow yourself to carry this pain around for so long, it's truly like you're doing it to yourself. Not then let's back it up a little bit. Because I don't want to sound insensitive. No, that's not just what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be insensitive. Um, some situations will require a lot more attention to get over. So that's just put it like that because every situation is not the same. But the key to it is to work towards moving forward. The more that you look into it, the more that you actually sit back in complete silence and meditate and just think. Don't fight your mind. Don't fight it. Because when you fight it, then everything becomes like you make yourself out. You don't want to victimize yourself too much. It's about going forward. You got to see things from a different perspective that actually begin to grow forward. It will be a challenge because every situation is not going to be the same. But you have to start somewhere. vast majority of your jobs out here require experience. And how do you get experience? So you get what I'm saying? You went through something that was an experience. So how can you take this moment, see things from a different perspective to free yourself from the pain that you carry around? Now, this might not take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, but I guarantee this. The more attention you bring to the stuff that's hurting you, the easier, the more lighter things will be for you. Accepting it and moving forward. You can't change everything. Some things we got to take on the chin, however the case may be, the situation. If we don't get an apology or whatever the case, and look at the bigger picture. What are you happy for at this moment? What things, what's keeping you moving forward? What do you have to look forward to? I think a lot of times we get so focused on the negative things in our lives that it distracts us from all the positive things. I was truly happy. I'm truly happy. Minus some things I went through recently. I'm grateful. I sit back and I look at things that I've been through and where I'm at this point, and realize that, yeah, the devil's going to be at work constantly. And if he can't get you, he's going to use somebody around you to get you. And I'm very aware of that. So that's all a part of, this world we living in. But it's bigger than what we, make it seem. Everything happened for a reason. But once again, certain pains, it's not going to be easy getting over. And that's clear. But the goal is, if you spend so much time thinking about or avoiding certain things that you've been through, that's time wasted that you could be working on yourself to make it better. The more time that you waste not doing anything about it, it's not going to go anywhere. You're still going to have to deal with this as an older adult, should I say. And that's what motivated me to actually deal with a lot of things I was going through as a youngin' and to my age now, because I just wanted better. I wanted to be better. I didn't want to be the same person all my life. A lot of people say, "Oh, you changed," but this is the thing. I don't care what you do or how people look at things. It's impossible to stay the same. Staying the same is not accepting any type of growth. That's point blank. You can't stay the same. It's like impossible. You can sit there and watch TV and learn something. That right there will make you not the same because you just learned something new. So it's no matter what somebody say or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I can look at it this way. The root of staying the same, meaning original or whatever the case. I don't know. Everybody's terminology is different. But put it, you know what? I can say that, yeah, I always been the same in one aspect, yeah. I always been a caring person. So in a way, now that I look at that, yeah. It's just how you word it what makes the difference. So that part of my life, yeah, I always been the same. I always been a very caring person. The heck? What's wrong with the stomach? Hold on, y'all. What's wrong? Who's the food? Yeah, my fault, y'all. I gave my dog a little treat. Um, yeah, it's tough out here. Responsibilities and all the distractions. You know, it's hard to work on yourself. But you can't really make that an excuse because if you don't do it, who will? Everybody got to have their own life to live. So that's why it's good to take the initiative. You can't expect things to work out a certain way without the effort. You can't skip that chapter in your life and expect things to be golden. If hurt people, how can you say you really truly love someone? Especially if you don't really love yourself. Because when you truly love yourself, you're going to put that effort in to move forward, work on yourself, let go of things that are bringing you down, putting you in these situations that you can't, it's no growth basically. You can't read a book, you go buy a book and you read it and you just skipping chapters like, okay, I'm just trying to move forward, skipping chapters throughout the book and say that you understand it. Get me? How can you say you understand yourself if you're skipping chapters? You can't fully move forward. No matter how hard you try, and that's something that I actually learned though. Hurt people. So for me to actually learn to fully love somebody, I had to love myself. No matter how much I did and how much of a good person I am, to fully understand love is to love yourself, is what I learned. So basically, if you don't love yourself fully, then how do you know somebody's truly loving you? Somebody could be doing the bare minimum, but that's what you're used to. So you're comfortable with that, so you think it's love. It's not love. Love to me is mental, physical, I could completely go out of my way for my loved ones. I would completely go out of my way, and I always done that. But through my times, I learned I had to pull back and understand what was I doing too. Because it was people that wasn't treating me the same way that I was treating them. I wasn't giving, it wasn't a legit give and take. But because the way I felt about people, I didn't think too much about it. So in order for me to move forward, I had to actually see these things so I can understand, all right, I need to set better boundaries so people can fully understand where I'm coming from and who am I and how much I really truly care about myself. You can't say that you love yourself and then you letting people just run over you. And a lot of times it can get really hard because it's going to force boundaries. You might end up having to let go a lot of people because when you find yourself, people that don't want you to be this person that you need to be are going to try to put you down. They're going to try to make you feel down. They're going to try to do things to make you look at yourself the wrong way when you're doing something right. But it's scary to them because they don't want you to be something that they have the ability to be, but they're not taking the initiative to be. I'd like to thank y'all for your time. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, take it easy out there.